Okay, so in my last video on Jeanette McCurdy, where she talked about trauma that she experienced in her childhood from her mother, in this video I'm going to be talking about Shaggy, who was very popular in the early mid 2000s for his hit song It Wasn't Me. He's going to be talking about his love for his family and his passion for music. And he's going to be talking about the trauma that he experienced in his childhood from his own mother. And that's what is going to be the main focus of this video. I mentioned in my last video about Jeanette that childhood trauma is a toxic, long-term, psychological. Childhood trauma has a long-term psychological effect on a child's mind. And any psychological abuse, whether it be physical or verbal, can cause damage in anyone, but especially a child. Because children don't have the ability to articulate when they're having mental breakdowns. And normally when children experience trauma, their brain goes into a state of shock. And that's what leads to a lot of the personality disorders. All personality disorders are what happens to a personality after it's been affected negatively and it hasn't been corrected.
Make you feel like you were this big star? Because we look at Shaggy like everybody across every genre of music knows who you are. So I would think you would know how you need to be treated.
Yeah, but it's to everybody. Like people who I don't have a close relationship with, or it's easy. I don't give a shit what you say. You can say whatever the fuck you want. It don't matter to me. That does not affect me. It's the people that you value their opinion. That's why you got to be careful. And I read something the other day that if you, I can't remember who I seen it, where it says, if you look at your circle and you're not inspired, then you're not in a circle, you're in a cage.
Yeah.
You kind of have to look at things like that. I'm like, wow. You're in a circle. That's your lean on. And in my record, I have a song called Wrong Room. Where it boils down to, I said, if I'm their go-to, who's my go-to?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If everybody come to you with their problems and you look and you fixing it and you say, well, what if I'm a problem? Any of these motherfuckers could fix my shit?
I say it all the time. Who does the go-to person go to?
Yeah.
That's why I go to therapy.
Therapy is good.
Yeah.
I did therapy.
But you sweep things under the rug.
I'm learning not to, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm still a work in progress in many ways. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that when you are a dude from the ghettos of Kingston, there's so many dramas that come through you from before that you don't even know. It's because ghetto life. I'm used to. I remember the day. I remember the day my mom bust my ass in front of all my friends. I remember the ass whooping.
Yeah.
I remember what I was wearing.
What she used.
I remember what she used. I remember what it is.
What she used.
And if
What she used.
Her damn bag, bro.
Bag.
Yeah, some shit. Yeah, it whooped my ass, and And she used to have this thing where she send you to go get. That's the worst thing anybody. And that happened to you. Where
you have to pick your belt.
Go pick your belt.
Yep, I used to have to do that.
Yeah.
And then you try to pick like the smallest belt. But
how traumatic is that, bro? Some people aren't supposed to be parents, bro.
And you said you've had a strange relationship with your mom.
Yeah, that's hard too. That's still hard because I'm an only child too. So
It's been how long since you guys have spoken?
I haven't spoken to her in about probably 3 years.
And that was a hell of a beating she put on you back in the day.
No, but I think I'm starting to get to a place where I don't think that it's her fault. I just think that she was in an environment where we were very poor. It's from a poor family, ghetto.
Why don't you speak to her though?
I tried to, but it's so toxic because she's verbally abusive.
Oh, let's talk.
And then she's verbally abusive to my children, my family, and all that. So
you don't take it as West Indian people are a different way. Because
I should.
Yeah, so right here, DJ Envy mentions that being that Shaggy's mother is from the Caribbeans. And lots of people who are from the Caribbeans, they speak with a certain tone. Basically, Envy is stating because his mom happens to be, Caribbean, that he should understand the way that she speaks. Because, according to him, a lot of people from the islands have that, they have that mindset where they're verbally abusive, or they're, they call it tough parenting. But I promise you, there's no excuse for verbal or physical abuse. None.
Right? But I'm a type of person that I watch what I say to people, and how important it is for how you speak to people. That it does. A joke is a joke. I mean, I take a joke all day. You know what I mean? Don't matter how bad it is, as long as it's a joke. When you start to be really serious, you gotta be careful. Words are powerful, man, and they're impactful, and they'll move you emotionally. You know what I mean? And upset you to where it could cause damage for the rest of your life if that person really cares for you. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be very sorry. I could excuse it, but when are we going to stop excusing it? Because that's how it carries forward. To me, I didn't want that carry forward to where that fucked me up. Then I started doing it to my children.
Bingo.
Yes.
So the rest of your family still keeps in contact, though. Like she does.
Most of them, most of them. You know, I've done a lot for
Right,
my
because it's
family.
still your mom. So
Well, you said,
just from a distance.
yeah, you see, there's a song on there when I said wrong. I said one of these songs. I said, "Live." You say you work hard to make a living, so focused on making a living, you forget how to live. You know what I mean? You got to be careful of that, because success is another thing. But in that line, in that song, too, I also said that you can't farm food when you're the chosen. You got 7 brothers that living in a tenement yard of Jamaica. Had nothing at all. And we all come up with school. Family ain't got money to send you for proper education. You just in the school system. You know what I mean? One motherfucker might get locked up. Whatever it is, you know the story. But there's this one dude that make it out. You that one dude that got that opportunity. You got a visa to come to America. You got all of this shit. And you gonna farm food. You gonna drug it out, gal it out, whatever it is. I don't respect that. I look at that opportunity, and that's why I see these people say, "Oh yeah, Shaggy got money, and and you done it so much."
All right, now Shaggy's about to get into, how other people feel about him in the industry, and he gonna have some words about Cardi B. I'm gonna skip over that because the main part that I want to focus on is the childhood trauma, and how deeply and rooted it is into people.
Logical effect it has on kids or on people. I look at some, like now I'm.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start at the 15, and then I'll interject.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a.
Label issues or.
Well, it was just creative differences, between popcorn and what it says and whatever. So the record was out, but then I just pulled it after that because it started to get a little uncomfortable. So
You said something earlier. You said some people shouldn't be parents. Did you feel like your mom shouldn't have been a parent?
yeah, I think there's something. Um, there's so much abuse. I don't even think she knows it's abuse. It's abuse to where it's probably emotional abuse.
No, most parents do not know. Okay, most of them do not know the level of impact that it's going to have on their child. Okay, most people do not make the connection that a lot of the personal issues that they have, it actually stems from things that weren't corrected from their childhood on up.
You know what I mean? Because what we look at as abuse right now, that's norm to a lot of people.
On top of that, nobody really talks about that. It's shameful. Like Charlemagne said, can't you just get over that? That's what everybody's mindset. And I'm not going to say everybody, But a lot of people have that mindset when it comes to issues. That's why it doesn't get talked about as much.
People, you know what I'm saying? But they don't know the psychological effect it has on kids or on people. You know, I look at some, like now I'm out, I step out and I look at it. It's like, take for instance, you live in a nice house now, you all good. You ever go back to the projects and go in the elevator and smell the piss?
Hell yeah.
Doesn't that bring something back to you?
Yeah.
And do you know, and you kind of disgusted when you step inside of it. Like, man, this is fucked up.
I do that all the time when I go home to North South Carolina. I be in the trailer we grew up in, the single wide trailer. I'm like, how do we all love this thing?
Exactly. It became norm. So I'm saying abuse becomes normal after a while.
Right.
So in the ghettos, when my friends get their ass whooped and yelled at and screamed at and slapped and punished, and to me it was like norm.
Right.
Because you adjust. You know what I mean? But as you go along, it has a psychological effect on you. But if you're not strong enough, thank God I was punished and.
Yes, because this is a spiritual battle. Throughout your whole life, you're going through spiritual warfare. Okay, you got, like the scriptures say, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities in high places, against powers and rulers of the darkness of this world. But so much of our life is focused on just the physical aspect. Our spirit gets neglected. And if our spirits are connected to our true identity, our true selves, it makes sense, why so many people struggle with depression and lack of confidence, low self-esteem, all that stuff, because that's an attack on your spirit. So I like to use these videos to illustrate a lot of the trauma people have experienced and still struggle to overcome. All right.
To me, it was like norm.
Right.
Because you adjust. You know what I mean? But as you go along, it has a psychological effect on you. But if you're not strong enough, thank God I was strong enough to kind of overlook. And I don't even know if I'm strong because I'm still suffering from a lot of things emotionally.
Yes, most people are struggling, still struggling to get over those things. That's why a lot of people are, they get triggered.
At the same time. But when you get to that point, you're like, yo, it must not be the norm. So that's why I'm saying get to a point where you have to stop the cycle. So I don't think it's her fault, and I got to come to terms with that and figure out how am I going to have that conversation, because we're on a race against time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the love is there immensely. I still take care of her, and financial, whatever it is, but I don't it's having that conversation when it just becomes so toxic, and I was like, do I want that in my environment right now?
Did y'all have that conversation or never?
It's hard. It's hard to get past it. And I could say, let me get a counselor in to sit and have with me. You talk about old school Jamaican. Yeah, why?
Don't talk to them like man.
Why man I come tell me man. Yeah, why?
Did you know you had those issues with her before therapy? Because like for me,
no, I handled it bad. I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't, because I wasn't. As I grow, I'm a different person now.
Mm-hmm.
You don't work as hard to stay the same.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a different person. I've dealt with things really bad before, because I'm at an ability that I could just lock you off. I do that well.
Which isn't healthy.
No, it's not. No, it's not. But I do it well.
I'm the best.
Yeah, I'm the best. Because I'm so self-reliant anyway. Like people don't understand. All I need is a first-class seat and a hotel room, and I'm a happy man.
That's a very privileged position, sir. Some people can't even get the...
All right. So he basically is going to go into other things. I'm going to end the video here. On my next video, I'm going to actually be talking about one of the personality disorders that come out of childhood trauma, which is NPD, which is narcissistic personality disorder. I'm going to be doing a lot of videos on that, because that personality disorder, out of just about all of them, that one right there, That has to be one of the most sneakiest personality disorders someone can have. And I gotta break it down into many different levels. So I will be doing a video on that, but this is all on this video. Thanks for viewing the videos, you guys.